What's going on, guys? John the Video Guy here. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be covering ticker tapes. So what ticker tapes are, if you don't know, is basically for watching the news. They're basically crawl graphics that animate at the bottom of the screen, usually from right to left, or actually this way if you're watching it here, I believe. But what these graphics do is they call out certain things that may be referenced on screen or possibly different information that you need to display. You see these a lot in the news. So if you turn on the news, maybe school closings or something happening in the news that's secondary to the main content. So I'm going to show you how to create this in After Effects. And just a side note here, I also created another video called the rolling credit animation. You can watch this right up here. I'll link it to that. That goes over how to do a rolling credits type of animation. It's very similar to this, but in this tutorial, it's crawl instead of rolling credits. So if that makes sense, if you want to see how to animate up instead of down below, watch that video. But in this video, I'm going to show you the crawl animation. All right, so I'm inside After Effects here, and this is basically what we are going to create. So you see a bar comes in, and then information comes through the bottom here, and it's animated. And what's nice is this is actually an expression, so the animation is very consistent. So to get started, what we'll do is just go to Composition, New Composition. We'll name this ticker. The width is 1920 and the height 1080, but feel free to make it whatever you like. 30 seconds is good for now, but feel free to adjust it depending on how long you need the ticker animation to be. Then click OK. And what we're going to do first is drag in this stock photo of a guy, just for reference here. And if you're curious, I got him from unsplash.com, where you can go and download free, royalty-free stock photos. So I just typed in news reporter and he showed up. So I got them. But this is a good website if you just need stock-free photos to use in your video projects. So back in After Effects here, what we're going to do next is create a rectangle shape by just clicking on the tool and then dragging out a new rectangle. And this will be our box, essentially. So the text will live inside of this guy, and we'll just take it. We'll go to the Align panel. If you can't see it, go up to Window Align, and we'll align it center to the composition. And next we'll create the text. So we'll grab our text tool and we'll click and we'll type something like hit the like button. You guys thought I missed that. Feel free to hit the like button below. It really helps my channel out, and consider subscribing if you're new here. I post twice a week on a Monday and a Thursday. Back to the tutorial here. So yes, hit the like button with the exclamation point. And with this text, make sure it's left align. So make sure that happens, because depending if you need to change it, it will basically left align it. And how this will animate in is from the right to the left. So say if we position this off here and it animates this way, if you change the text and make it shorter, say, subscribe, it will be left aligned. That way it's not center aligned and then it comes into the blue bar. It's kind of positioned there, and it will basically extend it longer if you need to extend the text. So we'll undo that. We'll go back to hit the like button. And so we have it offset there. And we have our box. So the next thing we'll want to do is animate this guy. So if we bring up our position by just clicking P on the keyboard, we can bring up our position keyframes or parameter. We'll right click on it, go to separate dimensions. And this is important because it separates the X and Y position. That way we can animate the X position separate from the Y. So we have full control over the X. And what we'll do is just hit Option, click on the X position, or if you're on a PC, click Control. And what we'll do is just type in time. And what this does is it's basically just an expression that animates this position over time. And how to do this is just type in time, and then what you'll want is to times it by a number, and we'll times it by maybe -200. And what that basically does, it adds or multiplies the value by 200 every second. So basically it's going to move this text every second by a factor of 200 pixels. And then we'll just click off for now, and we can see how it looks. So you can see it's animating 200 pixels per second, basically. And you can adjust this. You can make it go faster. You can make it 300 if you need it to go by a lot quicker. Or if you want it slow, you can make it 100. It'll go by slower. So feel free to adjust as needed. But you'll see that there's a problem here. It starts kind of off. So what you can do is offset this by just doing a simple math expression or equation. Maybe you add 1,000 pixels. And you just keep doing this until it starts off screen here. So right there, if you add 2,000 pixels to it, you'll start off center there. And that's basically how you do it. You want to make sure that it is going from the right to the left, because if it goes the other way, you wouldn't be able to read it, because it would start from the left going to the right, and you wouldn't be able to read the word until it fully animates in. So if you notice, a lot of the crawl animations you see in the news are from right to left, or this way if you're watching the video. So just make sure it's that way, otherwise you're going to upset people and people can't read it. So back in After Effects here, now that we got this animation going, what we can do is animate both of these. That way the box animates in with the text and then it animates out. So what we'll do is go to Layer, make a new null object, and we'll name this Ticker Control. And what we'll do first is we'll parent pick whip the text layer to the box. So basically wherever the box goes, the hit the like button will follow it, and then the box will parent to the ticker control. And then when we animate this guy, basically the box follows that, and then the text layer follows the box, which coincidentally follows the ticker control. So what we'll do here is we'll undo that. We'll do the same thing. We'll right click on the position, separate dimensions, and this time we'll focus on the Y. So we'll keyframe the Y position. We'll go out maybe a second, make another keyframe, and then we'll go back to the original keyframe and we'll animate this out so that it starts off screen. And this is what we have. So it kind of comes up. We'll zoom in here. I'm hitting the plus on my keyboard. And if you select these keyframes, you can right click and go to Keyframe Assistance, Easy Ease. And this will make it a little, ease in, ease out. And if you want to enhance this, you can go click on the graph editor and you click on the Y position. You can adjust this accordingly. Maybe you want it to speed up, slow it down a little bit, so it comes to a stop a little easier. I guess that's why they call it Easy Ease. But that way it's a little bit smoother. Feel free to adjust in the graph editor a little bit more to really fine tune it. And actually I made a tutorial that goes over easy easing in After Effects and in Premiere Pro. I'll link it up here if you want to check that video out. Feel free to watch that if you want to learn more about easy easing when it comes to animations. So feel free to check that video out. All right, so we have this easing in, but we have a problem actually, because since the text is following the box and the box is following the ticker tape, it offset the text a little bit too far, because it basically overrid where it was. So if we go back to the beginning here, you'll see that it's far to the right. So we'll just go back to position and we'll adjust this. We'll probably change it to 1000 maybe. We'll bring it back in. There we go. We'll add maybe another 200 to it, offset it a little bit. There we go. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 150. That way it comes to a stop and then it comes on. So just feel free to keep adjusting that expression to fit the needs of that animation. And then basically what we'll do is we'll keep scrolling to when it's out of frame. And then what we can do is just click on this keyframe, copy and paste it, move forward a little bit, and then copy and paste this keyframe. That way it animates out. And that's how that works. So we got a nice animation. And say if this is longer, what you can do is just make it longer. And then what you'll just do is just grab these keyframes, extend it, and just find that end. And adjust these keyframes accordingly until this, the text is off screen, and then animate out. So that's how you do that. Just feel free to keep readjusting these ticker control keyframes until if you need to adjust the text layer and make it longer or whatnot. So there you have it. That's this tutorial on how to animate a ticker animation inside Adobe After Effects. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to check out more After Effects tutorials, I put together a playlist actually. I'll link it up here. Feel free to check it out if you want to learn more about After Effects, animation, motion graphics, and all that cool stuff. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.